Tell me what you know about the hood life.
Hello? Yo. Huh? Huh?
So what was it like as a young boy just walking through these blocks?
Oh, these blocks right here, it was fun. It was life. It's like, this don't get dangerous till you get, I mean, it's dangerous when you a kid, but it really like, you ain't paying that no mind, like you little kid.
Right,
Just watch
right.
some little kids when they walk by and look at the face. They don't think like, they ain't looking at this like me, like I could die right here in front of this dumpster, some dumb thing. You know what
Hey, what's up? I Jonesy.
He chilling, he was up there smoking, but he left. I went back up there, we was up there for like an hour chilling. Jonesy be everywhere.
We gotta get an updated joint, me and Jonesy.
Yeah. So I get a Slim Jim bag.
So for the mom that ain't from Philly, explain to him what like a poppy store is.
Oh, a poppy store is like a bodega store. This is where you come get your little common stuff if you ain't gonna go to the supermarket or nothing like that. A lot of times, you come get like some hot food, maybe some cold cuts, hot sandwiches.
That's cheesesteak, man.
Alright?
Cheesesteak, no chopped cheese.
Yeah, no chopped cheese, cheesesteak. You know what I'm saying? We don't do no chopped cheese. Shout out to the chopped cheese, it's pause. But no, you know what I mean? We down on cheesesteaks.
That's all. Facts though.
Bodega.
You know what I'm saying?
A bodega is it. A bodega could be a lot of things for you.
So,
a poppy store could be a lot of things for you depending on who you got, who business it is. It depends on the type of people that move into your community.
I remember one thing that's way different when we was a young boy, $1 in this joint.
Oh, it gets you a long way. This is how you feel up there. Can I have a pack of a lot of this shit. I grew up, watch yourself. I grew up like really having an understanding that this was never supposed to be forever. Like when I see people fighting to stay here forever, it kind of hurt me. You know what I mean? Whether it's this block or any block, this wasn't never supposed to be forever. This is wrong. That we're supposed to start here and go take the world. To bring it back, you know what I mean? But if I'm busy bringing the world back, there's no way that this could be a mainstay of my life. You feel what I'm saying? In the sense of it being an everyday thing. So like.
This my block, this is where it is, and a lot of it is people scared to leave their comfort zone and travel and experience it.
That's where you lost me. I guess you saucy. This shit gon' cost you.
It's not, I don't even think they scared. It's just that they don't even know that this shit be required of them. They don't even know that that's what's required of them to hit that next level of life or to experience some new shit, this, that, and the third, so they can open up their eyes.
I feel like all these women really just my karma. I'ma chill. I'ma do what I gotta to pay the bills. Been on drills. She thinking I'm popping pills. She practice voodoo. She writing the nigga. Hey, I feel like all these women really just my karma. I'ma chill. I'ma do.
Leader of the division.
Yeah, man. So we in for a real good one today. Definitely got definitely well-known artist from the city. Made a lot of impact, made a lot of noise, been doing this thing for a while. So go ahead and introduce yourself to the people who ain't too familiar with you.
You already know I'm Trendsetta Shady, leader of the division. This right here is a Philly cheesesteak.
That's only right we started off right. So Trendsetta Shady. So before we get into the current events, take them back and everything. Talk to them. How was your childhood?
My childhood was like, it was like so many different dynamics that existed in it. Like, depending on what part of the day you ask me. But I can say good or bad, but I had a fairly enlightening childhood. I know that like my whole childhood was experience that probably shaped me as now. Like people dying, people getting killed, people getting locked up. This house that we in being raided, probably like when I was a kid, probably like over 20 times, if that. You know what I mean? This block that I'm on, and things like that. You know, so it's a lot of things that
Definitely active.
I already came into an environment that was surrounded by. I was born in when I was born in the projects, not inside the projects. I was born in Temple Hospital, but at the time, my mom's residence was 23rd and Dime in the '09 buildings on the 4th floor.
Okay.
So that's why when I first was born, my mom, my older sister, and my brother, LA, they they was there. My brother and my sister actually went to William Dick. And people don't know that about LA or know that about me, period, that originally we came from we came from Diamond Street and then we moved to Hollywood Street afterwards. So we lived in 23rd and Diamond, and then we moved to Hollywood Street, and then we moved to Sydenham Street, Sydenham and Susquehanna, and then I guess, people think that, I'm from York Street, that's where I lived at. No, it's actually my mom and my dad is from the same block, but 2 different hundreds. So I got my mom's side of the family down the street, and I'm up here in this 100, because it's my dad's side of the family.
So that's definitely like real heavy. You just walk right in the street.
Yeah, both sides. So it was dynamic, you know what I mean? You could say like, it depends on how you want to look at it. I mean, I grew up around here, did everything that everybody else did.
What age did you first really start getting in tune with the music?
Around like 12, 13. All right. That's when I start really like understanding like, damn, I might want to be a little rapper.
Who was it that like the first artist that you first was looking at?
Oh, in life? Oh, Poppy Buford, my man Alexander Morgan, from Dolphin Street. Like, it's the first rapper that made me like, I'm talking about like, want to be a rapper. Nobody else made me want to be a rapper. I just like music. You feel what I'm saying? But he was the first person that really rapped that made me understand the message that he was giving. Everything else was like, I don't know. I was listening to like Bone Thugs and Harmony. I was listening like, oh, back in the day, I'm 37, so I'm sitting in front of like the video music box and stuff like that. I'm consuming music differently. My consumption of music is differently. So it didn't apply to me in the sense of me trying to imitate them. It just applied to me. I'm just waiting for the next hit to come on. But Pop was the first person I knew in real life that rapped, and it resonated with me. It made me say, oh, this is something. You know what I mean? So yeah, Pop, Alexander Morgan, the General.
Where was you during like the headshot, DVD, like that era?
I was locked up. The complete era, man. Like, I ain't get a day out. You heard me? I ain't get a day out. I probably did come home in between, but like, was Headshot DVD going on in like 2002 still?
Yeah, that was like the peak for real.
Oh, I ain't know nothing about that shit back then. They wasn't no peak. They was the peak.
I say for me, I'm just speaking for my Headshot 2 was the one that was like.
Well, yeah, like see, if it
Too Raw from the Streets was already popping. But
right.
I was a little still young, but when Headshot 2 came and then the Reed and the NH.
Oh, all right, yeah. I wasn't home for that. I wasn't home for NH. I wasn't home for Reed. I wasn't home for.
How do you think you would have been in that era though? Because I'm looking at the way you carry now. I feel like you would have definitely like shifted the era a little bit.
I mean, like, listen, check it out, man. I think that in that era, I think my biggest competition would have came from myself. My biggest competition would have came from myself. Like, even now, like, because I'm in the era now, we living in an era full of spitters, and I'm still relevant, even amongst young boys that's out here doing totally different music. They don't be like, man, old head need to shut up, or this, that, and the third. They listen to me, they with me, they catch me in the streets and they shit, and I mean, that's what keep me going a lot of times, because I ain't know. Like, because I be out of town. Right. So I ain't around. So I ain't know, but I'm back around. It's like, damn, man, that shit, like, it's love, dog. It's love. Like, you know what I mean?
When you was booked during the Headshot era, what was like the you was getting and shit? Because the jails talk for real. You behind the walls right now. Philly is on fire.
Who they talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, they talking about Joy Jihad, Meek Mills, Frankie with the Grippers. They bringing NH up here and there. They really, H name made it in them, definitely Quilly Mills. Who else they was bringing up in them jails? I'm talking about, like, I ain't talking about like state property or signed people, this, that, and the third. I'm talking about dudes that came up, you know what I mean, was coming up at that time.
Right.
They was mentioning, they was mentioning.
Cause I feel like that was definitely like, you know how Chicago got the ball right now and everybody, that was our era for real.
Yeah, word. So like, D. Jones made us. They was talking about Jonesy in the jails. They definitely was talking about Jonesy. I'm just talking about. I'm not like, you know what I'm saying. Like, we was making it to them jails, and I was in a few of them. You know what I mean? Right. So I'm telling you, like, these names was making it to these jails. These are the people like I had to come home and then like, okay, I heard about them. I don't gotta. I mean, I heard about them. Like, what's up? These other people have been introduced to me. You know what I mean?
Right. So talk about your mindset when you first came home.
When? In 2010?
Yeah.
Oh, I said these niggas gonna kill me. You talking about? I was in jail, and all these old heads kept coming out from jail and getting smoked. Mind you, I'm a little kid when I went to jail, and I'm damn near still young boy when I come home, 24. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm seeing dudes go out there and go in the halfway house and get blitzed and get melted. You feel me? All I'm thinking about is what I'm up against. Like, who is waiting for me? Who am I a threat to that would be a threat to me? You feel me? So I'm just thinking like, man, when I go home, I just gotta stay prayed up. I mean, like, I gotta stay out the way and stay prayed up. So I took a different path, cause I know that life had shit set up for me that if I wanted to go either way, it could go either way. You know what I mean? So I went and got a job. I went to school for medical assistant, graduated from that, started working as a medical assistant, ended up, getting burnt out in that little field right there, and start going with in the restaurant game, start with that, started off dishwashing, ended up coming out of that situation and having my own hot dog cart, you feel what I'm saying? So, it's a grind.
Like, a hustler is a hustler no matter what.
Oh yeah, I'm a hustler. You see what's going on out there?
You saying?
Yeah, we selling soap and water out there. It's car wash out there.
Facts. Now I want to talk about that for a minute with the young boys. I feel like a lot of them, they be looking at like, it's corny to work type of shit.
Right.
And it's corny to work, or it's just not promoted for real. And especially as like an artist, I be trying to tell niggas like, if you do music, you gotta have a source of income, no matter what it is. And a lot of niggas, they be like, no, I can't get a job because I rap. So just talk about that experience for the young boys, just highlight, the mindset as far as what made you want to go to work and then the benefits of it.
Oh, look. If you ever run into a proud drug dealer, he's a kid. You heard what I'm saying? You proud to sell drugs? It depends on what type of drugs you sell. Because if you selling weed, that's one thing. That's like, damn, you're a beast. Because you providing happy out this bitch. You feel what I'm saying? But like, if you a drug dealer, you selling crack, heroin, meth, fentanyl, barbiturates that can kill people and shit like this, you ain't even keeping the G, checking on nobody's shit, and sure you getting prescribed shit. You just all about yourself. And shit. I don't give a how many trips you throw in the hood, how many hot dogs you give out, how many balloons you let go, this, that, and the third, X, Y, and Z. When it comes down to it, you're contributing to the hamster wheel, the destruction, that hamster wheel of destruction that's in our community that's going to forever keep going. The cycle is going to keep repeating. If somebody need it and somebody going to supply it, and if that's your mentality that you have to be the one, if not, somebody else will, then you perpetuating, death and destruction and perpetuity. Like, it's just going. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, at this point, because I see that through that clear eye lens like that, I have no complex about washing a car, because I'm going to break down the mechanics of it. First of all, I'm not ashamed of it because I went to school to learn the trade of detailing, right? But let's say a person didn't go to school and they somehow possess the trade of detailing or car washing. I'm telling you why I'm not ashamed, just not knocking nobody else. Right. I'm gonna tell you why I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed because not only was this the first job I had, and me and my dad worked side by side. We worked at this little detailing shop on Stiles Street, like on St. Bernard and Stiles. That's all 49th and Girard. And I used to live out West Philly. I grew up on Stiles Street too. And me and my dad worked at Mr. Dennis detailing shop, and as a kid, I used to make $400 or $500 a week. I'm talking about, I'm a kid. I'm only like 10, 11 years old.
Right, that's a good job.
You feel what I'm saying? I'm able to do whatever I need to do, have money, buy my Dickie suits, get back and forth to school and shit, this, that, and the third. My pop had his money, I had my money. We're cool. when I was locked up, all I used to think about is what I'm gonna come home and do. I don't really know how to do too much.
Right.
That's before I got more trades in jail and shit. But I was just thinking what I'm gonna come home and do, you know what I mean? Because the person around changed. And I always kept thinking to myself, if I get the chance, I'm gonna just come home and I'm gonna do detailing shit. So I came home, got confused, got to it, and then once I got to it, I was able to go through it.
Right. So, what age did you get locked up and how long did you do?
I got locked up when I was 11 for a stolen bike. Me and my cousin Freak. It's really my friend. It's like one of my closest friends, like a brother to me. But I call him cousin, and you will see us refer to each other as cousins down here. People that really understand what's going on know we family. People that don't, you'll hear them say, no, that ain't my cousin, that's just my man. That's weird shit. But you hear us referring to each other as cousins. We rarely call each other bros, because that's some other shit. But cousins is real closer. You feel me? But anyway, I got locked up when I was 11 with one of my cousins. We was down this motherfucker, stole a bike from off Broad Street, and my dumb ass, I take the chain off the bike, say, get off the bike. And they used that as a armed robbery. Yeah, because I had a weapon. So you armed. You might not armed with a pistol, but you are armed. And I had to learn that about language when I was young. You know what I mean? It don't just mean what you think. Yeah, I was armed. So we robbed them up there, and we got the bikes. It was some nice joints. Well, he had like a nice little, remember them, the mountain bikes came out with the cantilever brakes when they first came out, the fold in? Yeah, I took that joint from him. And his man had a GT, my cuz took his, and the cops tracked us down, locked us the fuck up, sent us to juvie. I come home when I'm 12, I go back when I'm 12, come home when I'm 13, go back when I'm 13, come home when I'm 16. That's after my brother got killed. I came home, 20 days later, I turned 17, I went back to jail 4 months later in December. So I stayed in jail from 17 to 24, and then when I came out, I stayed out here for 2 years, went back for 2 more years, came home when I was 28.
Like just a revolving door type of thing.
Yeah, I've been home for 9 years though.
That's a good job.
Yeah.